A lot of eyes are on the Miami Heat this season. They went to the finals in 2023, had a disappointing first round exit last year. Jimmy Butler could be a free agent at the end of this season. So this could be the last year of this Miami Heat team as we know it. And I don't want to keep doubting the Miami Heat because they have, in my opinion, the best coach in the NBA in Eric Spoelstra. They have arguably the best defender in the NBA, if not a top 3-1 in Bam Adebayo. Jimmy Butler has now led this team to the finals twice. 2020 and in 2023, and they have good players around Bam and Jimmy. Tyler Hero is still one of the best three-point shooters in the NBA. Terry Rozier was great last year before he ended up getting injured. Jaime Jaquez had a really solid rookie year, especially with being drafted 18th overall. And I mean, like, Duncan Robinson, good player. Nikola Jovic, good player. Same with Hayward Highsmith. I'm excited for Khalil Ware. I feel like he's got a generous 77 overall rating here. And yeah, we are going to be rebuilding the Miami Heat. So what is going on, everybody? How is everybody doing today? I have no idea if I'm going to be able to win a title with Jimmy Butler or not. It's going to be very interesting. Now, I'm trying out something new. We are going to have the trade negotiation difficulty on 75. Yeah, I'm going to have it up a little bit because I do want to see if that is going to make things more challenging. And then we're going to have the regression rate on 75 and the progression rate on 35, because I think these could get a little bit more challenging for sure. And then I could always up the simulator difficulty as well. So like I said, this team does have a decent amount of talent. And honestly, with the addition of Khalil Ware, I really don't want to play Kevin Love that much. He's, I think, kind of washed at this point. I think I'd rather just give some run to Josh Richardson, maybe Pele Larson. I'm really excited what year 3 Nikola Jovic can do in between Bam and Jimmy, because he was a plus 3-point shooter last year. I think Tyler Hero is going to bounce back. I think Terry Rozier is going to bounce back. Now, Jimmy and Bam are good defenders. I think Nikola Jovic will develop into a good defender, but this backcourt defensively, it's going to have its issues to it, And Tyler Hero did not really work out as a number 1 option in round number 1 against Boston. He was inefficient. He was turning the ball over. Just kind of looked uncomfortable as the main guy. And I feel bad for him because he's been in trade talks basically since he emerged onto the scene. And after they got Jimmy Butler, and they're like, okay, we can move Tyler Hero for Donovan Mitchell or for Damian Lillard or somebody like that. Now, he's under contract for the next 3 years. Like I said, Jimmy's got a player option. I don't know why every player option in 2K is starting off as a team option. I guess it's because of the guaranteed money. But yeah, there's some, I mean, like, Duncan Robinson used to be a really bad contract. Now it's not the worst thing in the world. We're paying Terry Rozier $50 million over the next 2 years. Hayward Highsmith, $10 million. So it's going to be interesting to see where we finish out in the regular season. Now, in real life, Jimmy Butler needs to stay healthy. The East is pretty competitive, at least in the top 8. I think they should have no issue becoming a top 8 team, but we'll see if they could be better than that this year, because you really can't count out a locked-in Jimmy Butler, a locked-in Eric Spoelstra. We start off the season with a blowout victory against a good Orlando Magic team, but then we end up getting blown out by the Charlotte Hornets, another Southeast Division team. Hero and Butler combined for 50, but that is definitely disappointing. Oh my God, we gave up 148 points in overtime to Detroit. Terry Rozier had 27 in this one. Jimmy had 27. He's off to a really good start. Bam had 26. Jaime had 22, but the defense was just non-existent whatsoever. And then we lost to the Knicks. Now, something to also keep an eye on, our first round pick this year is lottery protected. So if we make the playoffs, it goes to the Thunder. If we don't make the playoffs, then we're able to keep that pick. But if we make the playoffs and OKC gets it this year, that means I get my unprotected first round pick back next year. Lottery protected goes to Charlotte in 2027, and then unprotected in 28 if we're in the lottery. That is obviously from the Terry Rozier trade. Thankfully, we beat the Washington Wizards. I may have just said code red if we lost to them. And we played the 6-0 Sacramento Kings, and we handed them their first loss of the year, and we beat them by 38 points. Hero dropped 29. He's off to a good start. I mean, he has been an elite 3-point shooter for most of his career. Terry Rozier's been off to a great start. Bam has been solid. All right, so we are here at the trade deadline, and we are probably on the more disappointing side. We are 24-25, but I wouldn't be totally shocked if that's where the Miami Heat were in real life. And this is with everybody being healthy. Maybe I'm not getting a locked-in Jimmy Butler, and I'm getting someone who is 35 years old coming off multiple injuries. Tyler Hero has been great. He really has. Rozier, I don't know if he's going to have much trade value. I thought about potentially moving him. That could be something that happens in the offseason. I think we are going to make some switches to the starting rotation because I am in no position right now to make any trades. I think we're actually going to have Jimmy Butler be the power forward. I'm going to start Jaime Jaquez over Nikola Jovic. We are going to remove Josh Richardson from the rotation as well, and we're going to have to rely a ton on Rozier, Hero, Jimmy, Bam, and a little bit more of Nikola Jovic for the remaining part of this season. Because what I'm thinking about right now, like Duncan Robinson, nobody wants to really pay $39 million over the next 2 years. Maybe I could find a team in the offseason. Like maybe I trade him to Golden State. I get Wiggins in a first to take on that Wiggins contract. That could be something. I think I could find suitors for Terry Rozier, but I think Terry Rozier could be a great sixth man for us or seventh man when we're trying to compete for a title. It's just I'm relying way too much on him right now, but I don't see a clear cut chance for us to improve this roster unless we get lucky in the lottery and I can land a Nolan Traore or Dylan Harper to be the point guard of the future. So I don't think I'm in a good position right now to make a trade. I mean, unless I think about trading away Jimmy Butler. And it's going to be very hard to even pull off a trade that would make sense because financially it'd be very tough for Golden State to make a trade. I mean, D'Anthony Melton, Andrew Wiggins, and if I took on Jonathan Kuminga, like, oh, they gave Kuminga an extension, which I don't love. What did they give him? Was it a lot? All right. I mean, it's not terrible. Like, I could give Kuminga that. Like, say I don't know. I'm just spitballing here. Like, say we did Jimmy Butler, Kevin Love, and Alec Burks for Wiggins. I got to eat that money, which is fine. It's what's going to happen to make the money work. I take on D'Anthony Melton, who's actually been pretty good this year, and I get Jonathan Kuminga. Like, would Golden State do this? They say no. I don't really want to throw in anything else. I thought maybe the Clippers would be a team, but they'd probably want to pair up Jimmy with Harden and Kawhi. And why would I want Harden at this point? There's really no point in that. Now, Orlando would be kind of an interesting team because they could definitely win a title, and they're not really giving up too much here. But I'd rather just let Jimmy walk than have to eat that KCP contract long term. Denver could also be interesting because they could look for the Jimmy upgrade over Michael Porter Jr. and try to win one more title with this window. Obviously, there could be let's get Jimmy with Wemby type, I guess, idea. That's not, I'm like not opposed to that. I mean, I'm interested about the Michael Porter Jr. one, who is making a lot of money, but at least it gives us the asset long term. He's 9 years younger than Jimmy Butler. He's making a lot of money, and I don't think he's going to be as good here as he is there. But man, that could be an elite stretch four. He's 6'10", next to Bam Adebayo. I don't hate that. And we get Jimmy Butler in Denver to try to win a title with Nikola Jokic and Jamal Murray. They'd get to pick up his team option or they'd get his bird rights. So this would probably not be a rental. I think I'm actually going to do this trade, which is kind of shocking. Something I did not expect to do. We're going to trade Jimmy Butler for Michael Porter Jr. and we're going to hit the reset button a little bit. We're not entering into a rebuild. I don't think that's worth it, but we're definitely going to be retooling, I think, a tad. So we're basically just going to replace Jimmy Butler with Michael Porter Jr. I want to see the most I can out of the Michael Porter Jr. Bam Adebayo front court, because if Bam, I mean, he's been taking a little bit more threes he did in the Olympics, or more so the preseason. If he can space the floor, and then you have Michael Porter Jr., who is an elite three-point shooter, gives us a lot of floor spacing. But man, we don't really have a lot of good defenders after Bam in the starting five. So let's just see how this team plays out. And then I'm fine with being the 7th or 8th seed. I think I would have been that with Jimmy, so I'm fine being that without him. Oh, what am I kidding? We are not good right now without Jimmy Butler. But luckily for us, the East is kind of garbage. We are 31-41, but we're the 8th seed right now. I don't know what's going on in the East. I don't really want to make the playoffs. I'd rather just get my lottery pick and then hopefully try to land a guard or somebody there that we could build around in a good 2025 draft. So Luka Doncic ends up winning MVP, averaging a triple-double, the first MVP to average a triple-double since Russell Westbrook in 2017. Alex Sarr wins Rookie of the Year. Russell Westbrook is your 6th man of the year in Denver. Wemby's your DPOY. Amen Thompson, most improved. Paolo, clutch player of the year. And Jokic is on All-NBA first team. Here's All-NBA second team with some younger guys like Trae Young, Scotty Barnes, and John Morant. Here's All-NBA third team. No Jimmy Butler making this at all. We do get Bam Adebayo on all defensive second team. Definitely deserves that. And we get Khalil Ware on all rookie second team. So this team is going to be in the play-in tournament now. Like I said, I don't want to lose games, but I would not be opposed to us being a non-playoff team. So we'd have to win 2 play-in tournament games, which I don't really know. I don't think we're going to beat Indiana. I'm surprised that they didn't make the playoffs as a whole. Tyler Hero ended up as our leading scorer. Rozier averaged 17 points. I still think he would have some value out there. I know it's an expiring contract, so I'll see the trade market for him, but we could also be open to an extension. There's Bam, Michael Porter Jr., who was still pretty solid for us down the stretch. Jaime Jaquez, who didn't really improve. If anything, he got worse from his rookie season. I don't expect Sarge to be back next year. I would like to move Duncan Robinson in the offseason. I would say Nikola Jovic really didn't take the step that I would have liked him to. Now, Denver ended up as the 2 seed in the Western Conference with Jimmy Butler. Let's see, are we able to beat the Indiana Pacers? I believe these two teams, they might have played each other in the bubble. That was like bubble TJ Warren. I think that was against the Miami Heat. So let's see if we are able to beat the Pacers here. And we are. Okay, so it looks like we're going to be going to the second leg of the play-in. We win 143-113. What a disappointing year for Indiana after making it to the conference finals, losing in the first leg of the play-in. Rozier, wow, we had 5 guys score 20+. So now we're taking on the Charlotte Hornets. If you remember, they blew us out in like the second game of the year. Now we don't have Jimmy Butler. Let's see if LaMelo Ball and Brandon Miller will beat us. We're going to make the playoffs, aren't we? All right, which means I'm not going to get my first round pick. Is it worth it? I kind of want Charlotte to come back, but you know what? This is going to make this a little bit challenging as we are going to beat the Hornets. All right, Jovic drops 27. All right, that was a great Jovic game. Hero and Rozier played solid. All right, we make the playoffs as the 8th seed. We're taking on Milwaukee in round number 1. I guess last time we were the 8th seed against the Bucks in round number 1, it went great for Miami. 2023, Jimmy Butler had one of the greatest playoff performances ever, but we don't have Jimmy Butler anymore. So let's see what happens here against Milwaukee. Did they trade for anybody this season? It does not look like they did. So game number 1 against Milwaukee, we ended up losing this one by 27 points. Hero had 22, Rozier had 21, Duncan Robinson had 12. Game number 2 is going to go to the Milwaukee Bucks. Oh my God, they blow us out. See, like, this is why I didn't really want to get out of the play-in, because then I was like, do we even have a shot without Jimmy Butler? Game number 3 is going to go to the Miami Heat. We beat them by 1. Oh my God, we got outscored by 19 in the 4th quarter, but we still won because they had such an abysmal first quarter. Game 4 goes to the Milwaukee Bucks, man. All their wins have just been blowing us out, and game number 5 goes to Milwaukee. So we ended up losing in 5. Game 5 was at least somewhat close. Rozier was pretty awful in the playoffs. Michael Porter Jr. was good, but he's not going to be like a top option, like number 1 or number 2, I think, when you're trying to win a title. Bam, I mean, he was fine this year. I think he was a little bit inconsistent. Hero, same thing, as Denver's up 3-1 on New Orleans. So we'll see. We'll keep an eye on Jimmy Butler now. Yeah, so we'll see how this team does against the Minnesota Timberwolves, a rematch of the Western Conference semifinals from 2024. And the Nuggets come back down 3-1. Jimmy Butler in the playoffs is averaging 20 points, 4.7 rebounds, 7.5 assists. So the Nuggets, they just got to beat the Grizzlies to go to the NBA Finals, and they're going to do that. So this trade now looks like it's paying dividends for Denver. Let's see. So you have Denver versus Boston. We thought that these two teams were going to be in the finals last year. Obviously, it ended up being Dallas. And Denver wins it all. Okay, so you can't be like, Matt, why would Denver do that? They win a title, and I don't think they win a title without Jimmy Butler because I never see them win it really in year number 1. And Jimmy gets a ring in Denver, which makes me happy, and Russ gets a ring as well. And Russ retires after this season. Same with DeAndre Jordan. It would have been funny if Jimmy Butler ended up retiring. For some reason, Will Hardy retired as the Jazz coach, just coaching there for 3 years. And we are here in the draft lottery, and unfortunately, we will not be getting our first round pick. It's going to go to the OKC Thunder at 16. That definitely hurts, unless I want to... Do I try trading next year's pick that we own now via us to OKC for 16? Like, I'm debating doing that. I don't know. We'll see. I want to see if I can get pick 35 and pick 40 and Harrison Barnes for Duncan Robinson from the Spurs. Would they do that? Whoa, they would want a first. I mean, I don't mind getting a second out of this. It's really not the worst thing. So Duncan Robinson for Harrison Barnes in a second. They want Pele Larson, which I like Pele's game, but you know what? I'm going to value that second rounder in this draft. So yeah, we have Harrison Barnes on this team. This is why next year could be a punt year. You know what? I'm going to see if I can get my first round pick back for Haywood Highsmith, who is a good 3D player. Could OKC value that right now instead of adding another rookie because they have 3 first round picks? We'll see if they do this trade. They would want that San Antonio second. So I'm basically trading Duncan Robinson and Haywood Highsmith for my pick back in Harrison Barnes. You know, I don't hate that in theory. So I'm going to do that trade. And now we have a first round pick. And I get my first round pick back next year, obviously, because that pick didn't convey. So I have pick 16. I pick 41. Let's see how these pan out as the Raptors take Kamamu Watch with the number 1 overall pick over Cooper Flagg or Ace Bailey. I don't know if I agree with that. The Rockets take Ace Bailey. So it's Cooper Flagg going to Chicago at 3. Oh my God, they took Dylan Harper. So Cooper Flagg ends up going 4 to Portland. What is going on? I mean, we see in the West. So we are on the clock at 16 here. Of course, no one Traore. Fell to 10, but yeah, we obviously weren't able to take him. So I'm going to take for the first time here in 2K25, Con Knipple. He is a freshman for Duke this year. I think he could be an elite 3-point shooter. He's probably going to replace the Duncan Robinson role next year. Not as good of a shooter right away, but definitely more crafty as a scorer. And I was wrong. We didn't have pick 41. That went to the Nets. So the only pick we have here is Con Knipple here out of Duke. And I guess I also had to give up Pele Larson and all those deals as well. So Jaime Jaquez is coming back. Same with Nikola Jovic. I mean, $5.4 million for Dario Saric. I'm actually going to bring him back. And it looks like, I don't know, that Jimmy Butler is going to be free agent. I mean, he got his ring, and it's looking like, yeah, the Nuggets are going to bring him back. So that makes a ton of sense. Now, Aaron Gordon might be gone there because he is a free agent. Oh, no, it looks like he picked up his player option, which I don't really know if I agree with that. We could use another point guard, and man, do I hate all these options potentially here. I mean, Con Knipple could kind of play point guard, so I think we're just going to go with the shooting guard. I'm going to give Karis LeVert a 2-year deal, team option after year 1, and we're going to sign him, basically going to replace Josh Richardson. And yeah, Keyshawn Johnson, maybe we're going to think about bringing back at the end of free agency. So looking at the rotation next year, we could be bad. We do own our first round pick, so I'm fine with that. I definitely want Khan in the rotation. Rozier, Hero, Levert. Like, we're going to have plenty of wings next year. Yeah, I mean, I'm fine with this team. Do I think it's going to win a title? Hell no. Do I think it could be a playoff team? I do. As Bam Adebayo is now an 89 overall. There's Tyler Hero at an 84. Michael Porter Jr. at an 84 as well. Jaime goes up. Khalil Ware goes up. But he's never going to start for us. So honestly, I'm not really too excited about Harrison Barnes. I don't think he's going to crack the rotation this year. We're probably going to go to like a 10-man rotation. They want to start Dario Saric, yeah, over Michael Porter Jr. I don't think that's a great idea. So the big three is going to be Tyler Hero, Michael Porter Jr., and Bam Adebayo. That's not really like an exciting big three whatsoever. So this is going to be the rotation for this season. Maybe if Levert's not playing well or Saric, they could be out of the rotation. So Concanipple is going to be the 9th man this year. Hopefully he can develop though. He's 6'7", and I think he does have a little bit of combo guard potential. So the bench is Jovic, Ware, Levert, Knipple, and Dario Saric, with a starting 5 of Rozier, Hero, Jaquez, Porter, and Bam. System proficiency is going to be 4-star. Pace and space. We'll probably stick with that. Defense is 2.5 stars, so that really wouldn't make a ton of sense. We start off the year with a blowout loss against the Orlando Magic, and we were pretty bad in the regular season after the Jimmy Butler trade. So there's a chance we are going to be picking very high in this 2026 draft. We do drop 154 in regulation on the Detroit Pistons. Michael Porter Jr. dropped 38 points. Tyler Hero dropped 32. Very nice. So also just looking at the contracts, the only guys that are free agents that, well, Jovic is restricted. Hopefully we can get a good price on him. Rozier is a free agent as well. And I'm actually going to re-sign Terry Rozier right now. 2 years, $26 million. It still gives us flexibility to move him, even at the trade deadline if we wanted to, or in the offseason, but could also just be a nice bench combo guard for us when hopefully we're competing for a title sooner than later. So here at the 2026 trade deadline, we're pretty much where we were last year. We're a couple games worse, but we are far from competing for an NBA title, I think, right now. We're 23-28. Oh my God, a negative 5.8 point differential. I'm just glad we own our first round pick this year and I don't have to worry about it going to OKC. So yeah, maybe I'm glad that we made the playoffs last year. But either way, I think if I knew that OKC had our pick, I would have made a bigger move in the offseason. Tyler Hero, man, has he been kind of disappointing as someone that should be more involved in this team. I mean, Michael Porter Jr. I think has been great. I think him and Bam is a legitimate front court that could win me a title. Jaime has been better this year. He's still not as efficient as I would like him to be. Rozier's been fine, but he's more of a bench player than a starter, so I'm playing him more than he needs to. Hopefully, like I said, I can get Nikola Jovic back on a team-favorable contract. But yeah, Concanipple hasn't really been great this year. I think we're just going to let this team ride it out. Maybe I can get something for Levert or Saric, which I'm actually going to do with an in-division team, an in-state team. Jet Howard has yet to really play for the Orlando Magic, so we're basically going to take a flyer on him. Aaron Bradshaw was the last overall pick in this past draft. But he would be our center 3. We're going to give them Karis LeVert, Dario Saric, and a 20-30 second round pick. So honestly, Jet Howard, just keep shooting the ball. You're going to get 23 minutes a night. This is going to be the most you're pretty much going to play so far in your career. Let's see what you can do. So Shai Gilgeous-Alexander ends up winning MVP here. Takes it away from Luka Doncic. Cooper Flagg, the 4th overall pick, is your rookie of the year. He averaged 13 points and 8 rebounds. Dante DiVincenzo is your 6th man of the year. Wemby wins DPOY. Trace Jackson Davis, most improved in Golden State, and Giannis is clutch player of the year. Oh, the OKC Thunder went 72-10. Maybe that's what Hayward Highsmith does to a team. So I don't think we're going to see any heat on an All-NBA team. We do not. All defensive team, no. On the first team. Second team, we do get Bam Adebayo, which I guess should have been expected. We did not get Concanipple on an all-rookie team, which is also kind of unfortunate. We also played somewhat better down the stretch, so we are the 9th seed. 37 wins is kind of a lot. Like, I'd rather have just finished outside the play-in tournament, maybe finish worse than Washington and guaranteed ourselves a top 10 pick. We could fall outside the top 10, obviously, now, as Tyler Hero was the leading scorer, followed by Bam Adebayo, Michael Porter Jr., Jaime Jaquez Jr., Rozier, and Nikola Jovic. How did Jet Howard play for us in that sample size? It's fine. You know what? He's going to be back next year, and we'll see what he can do. So we're taking on Milwaukee, a team that blew us out pretty much in round 1 last year in the first leg in the play-in. If we beat them, I mean, maybe Milwaukee's cratering more than we are exceeding this year expectations, but it's looking like we are going to blow out the Bucks. I guess we just play like the 96 Bulls in the play-in tournament, and then we just end up playing like the 2024 Pistons outside it. Shout out to Jet Howard, knocking down a bunch of threes, 21 points there. We beat the Pacers last year in the first leg. Here we are taking them on in the second leg. All right, after that first quarter, I think our season could be over. We got outscored 36-18. Third quarter was a mess. All right, so our undefeated play-in tournament streak in this video ends here. We were 3-0, now 3-1. Jett Howard, though, nice to see him playing well. I think this team could look drastically different next year. I wonder if this was the last year of Tyler Hero. Could this be the last year of Terry Rozier? I think we're going to make some notable moves, but I'm fine with not making the playoffs. Hopefully we get lucky in the lottery. So taking a look at Denver, they did re-sign Jimmy Butler. They are up 2-0 on the Sacramento Kings. And with Jimmy Butler, they made it to 2 straight Western Conference Finals. Can they beat the 72-win Thunder with Jimmy? No, unfortunately they could not, as you have the Thunder and the Cavs in the NBA Finals. I don't think anyone's beaten the Thunder, and the Thunder swept them. Yeah, 72 wins, sweeping the NBA Finals. They had the MVP. They were elite this year. And there goes Jimmy Butler. He ends up retiring, leaving $84 million on the table. There goes Harden, Nick Batum, and obviously LeBron James. There's Klay Thompson as well retiring. So we should see a couple guys in the Hall of Fame. Jimmy would make it. Klay would obviously make it. We did not retire Jimmy Butler's jersey. I think Miami will. Like, they don't have, like, the richest history in the NBA. I think they would retire Jimmy's number, especially if he retires as a Heat. So we are projected the 12th overall pick. Can we get some luck? Because this is like the Chicago Bulls range. This used to be the Orlando Magic range. You're in purgatory. The Blazers as well. You're not good enough to do anything in the playoffs, but you're too good to do anything in the draft lottery. And that's kind of where we are right now. Like, I'm not going to get super excited with the 12th overall pick. I wonder if we'd maybe move it. So the Bulls via Portland get 1, Knicks get 2, and the Thunder via Utah get 3. I wonder if I can get 2 first-round picks from the Charlotte Hornets, including one of mine back. Well, I guess it's not going to show up right here, which is kind of annoying. But could I get 2 first-round picks in Miles Bridges for Tyler Hero? They're going to say no. I don't really have a good spot for Hero because he's on the last year of his deal, as AJ Dubanta is going to go to the Chicago Bulls. He just played the Boozer Twins last night from when I'm recording this, and this guy is going to be so good. I think he's a better prospect than Cooper Flagg for sure. The Knicks are going to get Cam Boozer with the 2nd overall pick. 3rd is going to be Darren Peterson out of Ohio State. All right, I'm going to do this trade with the Milwaukee Bucks. I'm basically moving down 1 spot to get this 2028 swap. So, hey, it's a first-round pick to move down 1 spot. Damn it. I was going to take Will Riley, too, so that is kind of annoying, but it is what it is. So I'm going to take Jasper Johnson here, a point guard out of Kentucky with the 13th overall pick. I don't remember exactly. I actually think I could just figure it out right now. Was Hero 12 or 13? Because I get him and PJ Washington mixed up. I want to say that Hero was 12. No, he was 13. I definitely regretted saying that. So I was close. So we also took Fred Hardy here in the 2nd round with pick 36. He is a big man out of Belmont 6'10". So team player options. We're going to pick it up on Jett Howard. I think he's going to ask for more for agency if I decline it, because that's what young players do in 2K. So we're going to bring back everybody here. Nikola Jovic, we are going to extend the qualifying offer to. Don't ask for like 30 million, please. Okay, 16 million. That's kind of perfect. We still, as a team, do not have cap space. Could we maybe steal Vince Williams in free agency? Boom. Off to a good start. I'm going to try to sign Nikola Jovic to the Denny. No! Damn it, to the Denny Avdia contract. But he actually got a deal from the Clippers. 3 years, 40 million. Damn, it was going to be like a 4-year, $50 million deal. So we all thought a little bit on that. God damn it, Los Angeles. And to be honest with you, I really don't want to commit a lot of money to Tyler Hero. So I may trade him to Atlanta. Now, I don't really want Sam Hauser, but he may be somebody that I could be in the market for. I mean, I don't really, like, they're not moving Reese Shea or Cuff or maybe Kobe Buffkin. Oh my God. Oh my God. Why did you pay Kobe Buffkin all this money? That is going to turn into like a terrible contract for you. He's not really developed. I don't know what they're doing. Oh, so the Hornets traded them my first round pick. That's why the Hornets didn't have it. So could I get 2 first round picks in Sam Hauser for Tyler Hero? Can we get this deal done? They would want Jett Howard. I should really do this trade, but I kind of like Jett. I do. I don't really need Sam Hauser, but they have to throw him in to make the money work. Unless, yeah, no, they have to do that. I mean, do I have anybody I would throw in? I would throw in Aaron Bradshaw instead of Jett Howard. Could we do that? Please, please. You would want my 2031st, 2029 first. That's fine. Yeah. All right. So I'm basically swapping their 29 first for my 2031st, but I'm getting their 2028 unprotected first, my first round pick, water protected back, which is nice. And yeah, Tyler Hero is now going to be an Atlanta Hawk. So I trade him in the division. I just didn't think an extension was going to be done. And I think I wasn't really willing to pay him $40 million what he wanted. I think that was going to handicap us a little bit. Now, next year, Porter Jr. is a free agent. I would like to re-sign him, but Hauser's contract's movable. We're going to get off of Jett's potential contract. There's a waiting period for Jaime. There's a chance we could have a max contract spot next offseason. So Bam Adebayo is still our highest overall player. Jaime is an 84. There's Michael Porter Jr. hope Khalil Ware can have a good year because I would think about trading him in the offseason. I'm not going to be able to afford him when he's a free agent, and he's always going to be behind Bam. So we could be bad again this year. The top guy in this class I thought was Brandon McCoy, Caleb Gaskins. Yeah, so these guys, obviously, we could look at. Maybe we're going to be picking at the top. I think Vince Williams could definitely be somebody that we look to move at the deadline for sure. I think Rozier is going to get like 23 minutes tonight. We're going to go 25 to Continental, see what he can do this year. Let's go 33 to Hawkins. Yeah, we're actually probably going to be pretty bad. Looking at this team right now, I think we're going to be pretty bad. I'm going to go like 9 minutes to Jasper Johnson. I think Hauser could be traded at the deadline. Vince Williams could be traded at the deadline. Terry Rozier. We're 3.5 star pace and space. First game of the year is at home against Brooklyn, and we get blown out of the building. Yeah, this is going to be, I think, a long season. So at the trade deadline, we've been around this record for pretty much this whole video so far here in year number 3. We are 22-30. We're probably in line to be a playing tournament team once again, which I want to kind of bottom out. I think that's probably where we should go. And Jaime Jaquez made in a contract here. If you're going to be demanding $30+ million, I just can't give it to you. Nikola Jovic, he's been fine this year. I wish the three-point shot was what it was last year. Terry Rozier's having a good enough season where I'm probably going to be able to trade him. Continental's been better, which is great. Vince Williams, the shot could be a little bit better, but I think the 3-and-D potential is there. And I think it being a cheap contract should be movable as well. So if I looked at Jaime Jaquez, could I see? Oh, he's going to refuse to re-sign. Oh my God. Do I trade Jaime right now? All right, and I'm going to be doing this trade with the New Orleans Pelicans. We're going to be sending them Vince Williams and Jaime Jaquez for Malik Thomas, who was the 9th overall pick back in the 26th draft when we took Jasper Johnson. I thought about trading up for him, and I didn't end up being able to do so. He hasn't played yet for the Pelicans, so we're going to be doing this trade. We're also going to be getting Yves Missi here, which is interesting. I don't know, I can't really roster him and Khalil Ware behind Bam to begin with because it just doesn't make a lot of sense. So I could take both of them into the offseason and then probably move Ware or Missi there in the offseason. Maybe a little bit easier, but we're going to do this trade. We're going to invest in Malik Thomas, and Jaime Jaquez is no longer the Miami Heat. I could not really find a trade that I like for Terry Rozier. I don't think I'm going to trade him at the deadline. I'm actually going to do this trade, though. I'm going to send Sam Hauser back to Boston, so you can see why Boston would want him. We're also going to send them Jett Howard, who unfortunately has not been great for us this year. If we really wanted to get him back in the offseason, I'm sure we could. We're going to be getting, I'm pretty sure Bogdan Bogdanovic is expiring contract. All right, never mind. I mean, I guess that saves me some money over Hauser, and $5 million is not impossible to move. Ugh. Why did you guys extend him? But we're getting Connie Rooks here, who is a power forward / small forward. He was the 28th overall pick in this past draft. It's an asset going forward, and I think for Hauser and Howard, that is worth it. So yeah, I'm gonna see Continental play 30 minutes a night. Michael Porter Jr. can be the small forward. Nikola Jovic is gonna start. Jasper Johnson's been better as of late, so I'm gonna give him about 18 minutes a night. And then we could definitely play Malik Thomas, I think, about 20 minutes a night. I think I'm also going to give Yves Missi about like 16 minutes, which might eat into Bam's minutes, which is fine for this rest of the season. And we'll see what Connie Rooks can do. So yeah, I think we got worse at the deadline, but I think we'll be better long-term and we're better suited. No, Luka Doncic is your MVP. He won it 2 years ago, took a year off, gets it back. Cameron Boozer beats out AJ Debanta for your Rookie of the Year award. Emmanuel Quickley, 6th Man of the Year. Former Knick in Utah. Wemby Depoy, most improved goes to Dylan Harper in Chicago. And John Morant is your clutch player of the year. I don't think I'm going to get a Miami Heat on an All-NBA team once again. Yeah, we're missing that top guy here. Shout out to Ryan Dunn on all defensive second team. He's developed into a nice player. Not a great shooter, but a nice player. And we do get Malik Thomas. And wow, Malik Thomas is great in that sample size. Okay. He could be my starting shooting guard next year. And Jasper Johnson, both on all-rookie second team, as the Miami Heat ended up not making the play-in tournament, which is fine with me because we do own our first-round pick outright, 32-50. We could use some lottery luck. Now, Michael Porter Jr. is a free agent. Not going to overpay for him. If he's asking for $40 million, that could handicap us. So that's going to be a big thing that's going to happen with this offseason because I do want to see if there's maybe a big name that we could possibly sign. Terry Rozier, I think, played really well this year. I'll be able to move him on draft night, I believe. Continental had a much better year, number 2, and I'm excited about him on this team going forward. One, if not both, of Missi and Ware will be traded this offseason because they're going to get expensive. They're never going to start for us because we have Bam, so I may as well capitalize now. As even without Jimmy Butler, the Denver Nuggets go to the NBA Finals. So Michael Porter Jr. probably feels a little bit of FOMO right now. Will they be able to beat Cleveland in the J.J. Hickson Bowl? They do not, as the Cavs end up winning in 6, and Donovan Mitchell is your finals MVP. So there goes KD, Drew Holiday, Paul George, Brad McBeal, Draymond Green, a lot of big names retiring. There goes Bogdan Bogdanovic, let's go. Oh my God, that is huge for us. That saves us $5 million per year. I don't think I've ever been that happy about our retirement before. So come on. Our luck is going in the right direction. We have the 6th best odds at getting the #1 pick. Let me move up into the top 4, please. So there's a chance we could drop to 8, and I'm kind of scared it's going to happen. Okay, we do not drop to 8. If we drop to 7, I mean, that stinks, which we are projected pick 7, and we are pick 7. All right, we don't get lucky. As the Spurs via Atlanta from that DeJounte Murray trade. Oh my God, and they were game 7 in the Western Conference Finals. That is insane. All right, yeah, so we are going to be picking 7th in this draft. Do we have any other first-round picks? We do not. But what's exciting about this team going forward, I do believe we have a nice kind of treasure chest of picks now. We have 3 that aren't ours. We have Atlanta's next year. And, of course, this was the year they ended up with #1. We have Atlanta's in 2029. We do have a swap with Portland and Milwaukee next year. Connie Rooks was all right for us in that small stint after the trade deadline. We've had a good working relationship with them, so we're going to make this trade. Terry Rozier is now going to be a Denver Nugget. We are going to get their 2029 unprotected first. So I get another first to maybe use in a trade, and I'm going to save $14 million in doing so because I think Jasper Johnson will be better than Rozier next year. So let's see who's available for us with the 7th overall pick. Oh my God, the #1 pick has been traded. The Spurs have traded the #1 pick to Indiana for Pascal Siakam and Mitchell Robinson. At this point in Siakam's career, I mean, Siakam and Wemby can be fun, and you get a good backup of Mitch Rob. I think Indiana did phenomenal with this trade, and they get Hugo. I'm not even going to try to pronounce that. Not even sure if he's a real guy. And yeah, he is definitely a real guy, and he's going to be one of the top guys, it looks like, out of France in the 2027 draft. Oh my God, I can't just wait for people to try to pronounce his name come that time, if he does end up becoming that good. Brandon McCoy out of Rutgers here. He ends up going #2 to Golden State. Boston at #3. They take Jackson Richardson out of Texas. Houston at #4. JJ Andrews out of Arkansas. The Clippers at #5 are trading this pick and another first for Şengün. Oh my God, that is a massive trade. Houston, they take Alex Costanza. I don't really know if I agree with that if I'm Houston. And Brooklyn is trading their pick. Oh my God, this draft night has been crazy for Mark Williams and a future first. And Utah now has 6, 8, and 9. Okay, so we are on the clock here. Oh my God, yeah, so there's a ton of talent here. You have Tyron Stokes, you have Elijah Arenas, you have Taj Ariza, Elijah Williams, Cameron Holmes. Oh man, I could really use a guard or a wing, honestly. So I think I either go Tyron Stokes or I go Elijah Arenas. Could Arenas be a point guard? Because I do have Malik Thomas and Con Knipple. Like, we have wings right now. Dylan Mingo out of Duke could be potentially a pick. I mean, could Elijah be a point guard? Maybe. All right, you know what? I'm going to go Elijah Arenas here with the 7th overall pick, the son of Gilbert Arenas. So Elijah Arenas is a 78 overall. Yeah, this draft class seems pretty good. We are going to pick up the team options. I think on, Knipple missing, where I'm actually not going to do it on Fred Hardy. I'm going to save the money right there. Karl Anthony Towns is going to be a free agent. I don't think that's the big fish I'm going to go after. Do we have money? Luka is a free agent. Okay. We are 13 million off from being able to afford Luka. But the problem is, like, I don't have a ton of depth on this team right now. Like, Jovic is making 13 million. That could be somebody I could easily move to try to get Luka. All right, now that the Jazz traded away Mark Williams on draft night, could I maybe get 2 future first-round picks for Khalil Ware? Let's see if they'll do this trade. They're going to say no. I will also throw Connie Rooks in this trade as well, and they are going to say yes to that. So, I don't know if I can afford him. I mean, the Mavericks have offered a bag at him. I really can't afford. I'm off by $2.5 million, which is a shame. But honestly, I don't have a lot of depth on this team, so I don't really think I can, because Michael Porter Jr. is a free agent. Yeah. All right, Michael Porter Jr. actually doesn't even want that much money. So I want to see if I can do 4 years, 88 million, maybe a team option on the last year as well. I think so, which would give me about 20 more million to spend. I have all these draft picks. I mean, we could see who makes it out of moratorium, I think. So I'm going to bring back Michael Porter Jr. And I'm fine with moving Rooks and Ware because I was going to move them anyway. Now, if I wasn't going to get Luka, maybe I would have wanted players in return instead of picks. But look at all the draft picks we have. We're kind of becoming the Thunder of the East. And looking at our team right now, point guards, I think are going to be Johnson and Elijah Arenas. I think he could be a point guard. We'll see. And then Thomas and Knipple could be the shooting guards. Porter Jr. small forward. Maybe, I don't know, is there going to be a good power forward here? Jeremy Shohan, I definitely can't afford. Yeah, Dwayne Phillips. The power forward market is so gross all the time. So I think I'm going to try to sign Aaron Wiggins. I'm going to give myself pretty much a lot of security here. I think it's going to be a 2-year deal. I'll give him $10 million per year. He is going to get, I think, a decent amount of minutes. He's going to be the rotating power forward with Nikola Jovic. Hopefully we're able to sign him, and we do. And then I think I'm going to try to get a good backup center for a couple years. Trey Jackson Davis, he just wants $12 million. I don't really want to do that. Kyle Filipowski, maybe we could have be a solid player. Like, could I give him a, we'll say 2-year deal, team option on the next year, and that could make me feel comfortable. And it is a shame I could afford like a Julian Strother, Bryce Sensabaugh, or a Grayson Allen, but I really want to see what the young guys can do. So Bam Adebayo is an 89, Michael Porter Jr. is an 85, Nikola Jovic 81, Malik Thomas is an 81 as well. I like this young team right now. So I do think I'm going to be able to move Yves Missi at the deadline, but I want to see what Filipowski can do as well, because if Filipowski sucks, I mean, I guess I could just decline that team option, but Missi's probably going to want a decent amount of money. So Conkinipol, I think I want him to get like 24 minutes a night. We'll see what Elijah Arenas can do with 20 minutes a night. Aaron Wiggins, 24. I think Nikola Jovic can get 26. Bam, 33 is fine. I already know what I'm getting out of Bam. I don't really need to see too much. 33, Michael Porter Jr., 28, Malik Thomas, and then let's do 29 to Jasper Johnson, who's going to be the starting point guard. We are 4-star pace in space right now. We start off the season against the Toronto Raptors, and we ended up winning by 16. Hey, a nice start to the season. We'll see if somebody could break out on this team. Could it be Thomas? Could it be Arenas? Could it be Knipple? Or maybe Jasper Johnson as like another young building block we have on this team, something we haven't had since, I guess, Bam Adebayo broke out on the scene. Michael Porter Jr. has a great game too. Same with Bam. So after that 2-1 start, we ended up losing 4 in a row, but then we just ended up beating the New York Knicks, which is nice. But also something which is kind of exciting about for the 28 draft, we have 4 first-round picks right now. I mean, this is a swap war, so it's probably not going to be great, but this pick could be good. This pick could be good. So we'll see what happens with those guys. All right, so not much better here in 2028, but we are rebuilding, and maybe that's where the Heat are headed. We are 20-31. We've really been around this range most of these seasons, but I'm excited about the future. I don't know if Jasper Johnson is going to be the true point guard. Like, is he going to be better as an off-ball player? But he's been good this year. Malik Thomas has been really good. Michael Porter Jr. has been really solid for us, and I think for $22 million a year, I'm fine with that. Nikola Jovic has been better for us as well. He's continuing to get better. Bam's been Bam. But I do wonder, like, for Bam, too, do we get to a point where Bam becomes Jimmy and we trade Bam Adebayo and kind of dig into this rebuild even more? Aaron Wiggins has been good. I would have liked for him to be a little bit better as a three-point shooter. Conkinipol has been a really good 6-man for us this season. Elijah Arenas has been very solid out of the gate. But yeah, like I said, I do think it's time to move Yves Missi since I won't be able to afford him this summer. I mean, I can't afford him, but why pay a center when you have Bam? And speaking of Bam, we are going to give him a 3-year extension worth about $42 million. It'll go up a little bit over time. So that's actually going to save us money from what he's currently on, like $55 million. It's going to drop by $13 million eventually. And it is cool to make Bam a Heat for life. And this, even if I want to trade Bam still, obviously this can only extend that. I'm going to do this trade with the Chicago Bulls. So I do have to eat Jusuf Nurkic's $6 million next year, but it could be movable, or I just decline Filipowski and Nurkic is the backup center going forward. But I'm going to be moving Yves Missi to Chicago and a future second, but I'm getting Chicago's 2031st. So for the rest of the year, I just want to see what Filipowski can do. I already know what I'm going to get out of Jusuf Nurkic. Honestly, I hope he pulls a Bogdan Bogdanovic and retires at the end of the year. But yeah, I'm excited to see how this team pans out towards the end of the season, and maybe we could be a sneaky playing team. We're the 12th seed right now. So Luka Doncic ends up winning MVP. Darius Cup Jr. is your Rookie of the Year. Trey Mann is your 6th Man of the Year. Victor Wembanyama is your Depoy, and most improved is Darren Peterson. We don't see any Miami Heat players on the first 2 All-NBA teams. There's Ace Bailey in Houston. Pretty good player. All-NBA third team, you got Scotty Barnes, Giannis, Embiid, Shea, and Tatum. Here's all defensive first team, including Ryan Dunn. And there's Khalil Ware on all defensive second team. Great player, great defender. It looks like offense looks like it's hit or miss. He was never going to be that for us in Miami unless I decided to trade Bam Adebayo, who also made all defensive second team. And we did get Elijah Arenas on all rookie first team. So the Miami Heat ended up finishing as the 10th spot. So for the 3rd year out of the 4 years in this rebuild, we were a play-in tournament team. We went 35-47. Yeah, we really never had a winning record. I forget what our record was in year number 1. I could definitely find that out, as we were 35-47. So yeah, we've pretty much been around 32-37 wins over the last 4 years. But I do feel like this team is heading in the right direction. I'm very excited to see where we could be going forward. So we're taking on the Boston Celtics. I did not mean to simulate through that game. I meant to simcast it. Oh my God, and I am just losing my mind here. I meant to simcast this game, and then I meant to simcast this game, and I simulated the play-in. All right, so we did make the playoffs. That made that a little bit quicker. We ended up beating the Celtics 126-121. Malik Thomas looks really good, but then we ended up losing to Philly by 3 points in Philly. Malik Thomas at 27. He may be our building block going forward. So here in the conference finals, you have the Trailblazers and the Rockets, and the Bulls with Yves Missi. Maybe he was the missing piece. Is he starting for them? No, it's Onyeka Okongwu. Yeah, Harper and Advance is sick against the Knicks, who is going to the NBA Finals. The Trailblazers and the Knicks, Cooper Flag versus Jalen Brunson, and the Knicks win in 6, with Brunson getting Finals MVP, averaging 11 assists in those 6 games. So there goes Steph, Dame on the Cavs, Kawhi, Tim Hardaway Jr., Marcus Smart all retiring. Unfortunately, no Yusuf Nurkic. So draft lottery time. We have, okay, Atlanta was bad. Wow. Atlanta is in a bad spot right now. We have a chance to get a really good pick. So that Trailblazers Milwaukee pick, unfortunately, we had the swap worst of that pick, but that pick could end up being pretty good. So our pick is going to be at number 10, and let's see where that Atlanta pick ends up. Okay, it drops from 1 to 3, but I ended up getting the 3rd overall pick from a trade we made years ago. I believe that was from the Tower Hero trade. We also have the 18th overall pick via Utah. That was from the Khalil Ware trade. And then we have 25 via Portland. So we do have 4 first-round picks. So the top guy in this draft is Franklin Drew, a center out of Stanford. He looks very good. 85 overall. I should trade Bam Adebayo to Washington. And, I mean, does DC have... I mean, they have Alex Sarr, Dyson Daniels... I mean, I don't know if you have the cap space for this. Okay, I kind of want to offer them this and then take the center. I'm just going to press that button, and they say no. Okay. Yeah, they know it's like a generational guy right there, which, honestly, I kind of want to get him. I'm going to send Bam Adebayo to Washington, D.C. I'm going to see if I can keep some of these picks. We'll see if 3 and Bam gets it done. That's a great offer to D.C., and they accept that. Okay, so with the number 1 overall pick, we are going to be taking Franklin Drew, who is already pretty close to Bam as a center. I didn't want to trade Bam, but here we are. We get Franklin Drew. We should have some cap space as well. With the 10th pick, I'm going to get Lazaro Diaz, a power forward out of Mexico, 20 years old, solid player right now. And we're going to be sending a future second, 18 and 25 in this draft to Minnesota for 2 future firsts as well. So I just didn't want to add that many rookies. And yeah, Bam Adebayo is a Washington Wizard. Why do I just have to trade everybody in division? Because it was Hero to Atlanta. And then where did I send? No, I sent Rozier to Denver. So Diaz and Drew, we are going to sign. Thomas, we're going to pick that up. I think Wiggins, I'm going to decline it just to have a little bit more cap space right now. Filipowski, I think I may decline this as well, but obviously we'll go back to him in free agency. And we don't have anybody that is a free agent. So Zion is here. Oh my God, I would actually love Zion Williamson. Can we afford him? Oh my God, we could. Could I get Zion Williamson here in Miami? I have to offer him a deal. I do. Oh my God, I've been wanting to trade for Zion for so long. I would love to pick him up. Are we his number 1? We are. Oh my God, don't get me hyped. Don't get me hyped. Let's go. I'm definitely going to renounce the rights on Aaron Wiggins if that meant we're going to get Zion freaking Williamson. The Miami Heat might be back. So I basically went from Bam Adebayo in the 3rd pick to Zion Williamson and Franklin Drew because I don't have the money to get Zion if I don't trade away Bam. Also, Kyle Filipowski wants $20 million a year. Is he out of his mind? That is unreal. I wonder if I can get Isaiah Jackson as my backup center. I think I can. I should have just enough to do so. A 2-year deal worth about $20 million. Hopefully he signs that, and he does. Now, I don't know if we have a true point guard on the roster. Like, I don't know if Jasper Johnson's going to be that guy, but I think we could win a title next year. So Zion is a... Now it says 97 either way. Yeah, he's going to be leading this team next year. I'm just so hyped. All right, so this is going to be the starting 5. Johnson, Thomas, Porter Jr., Zion, and Franklin Drew with a bench of Conchinipol, Elijah Arenas, Nikola Jovic, and Isaiah Jackson. And I actually think we could be very good this year, hopefully for the first time in this video. We start the season home against Sacramento and Cleveland. We go 1-1. Zion had 31 points in his Miami Heat debut. He had 33 in his second game, so he's averaging 32 points to start off the year. And then we beat the 76ers 142-111. Zion with 28, 16, and 8. Malik Thomas with 31. So finally, at the trade deadline, we have a winning record. We are 32-17. But as we got better, a lot of teams are really good here in the Eastern Conference. Cam Boozer and Cat in the front court in New York with Harrington, Thompson, and Brunson. It's a 1, 2, and 3. Chicago looks really good. So it's not just us that are good, but I'm just glad that we are at the top of the Eastern Conference. Zion is averaging 22 points, 7 rebounds, and 5 assists. Malik Thomas, 20 points, 4.5 assists. 50, 40, 90 splits. Jasper Johnson has been great for us this season. Elijah Arenas has been also really good off the bench. Michael Porter Jr. is now transitioning into more of a veteran role. And there is Franklin Drew as a rookie. He's already an 87 overall. That is insane. Unfortunately, though, Conchinipol has not been great. But I don't think I want to mess up this team. I think I want to ride with it into the playoffs. Jovic we could re-sign. Is he the only OG Heat? Oh my god, he is. All right, so let's bring him back. 3 years. He'll go up each year. Could become tradable. Either way, it's a good contract, and I want to at least return the only OG Heat from the start of this rebuild. So, Luka Doncic ends up winning MVP. Franklin Drew is your Rookie of the Year. 1.2 steals, 1.8 blocks. Darius Cup Jr. is your Sixth Man of the Year. Wemby Depoy. Brandon McCoy, your Most Improved Player. Why is it going to a sophomore? I don't know. And Cameron Boozer is your Clutch Player of the Year. So I don't know if we're going to get Zion Williamson. Yes, we do actually on All NBA second team. He's a 99 overall. Come on, Zion. Carry us to a chip this year. As the Miami Heat ended up as the 3 seed here in the Eastern Conference, we're taking on the Toronto Raptors in round number 1. They still have Grady Dick, RJ Barrett, and Scotty Barnes. There's the number 1 overall pick back in 2025. Lauri Markkanen off the bench. Still have Jacoby Walter. I am just very excited for legitimate Miami Heat basketball, something we haven't had so far in this video. So for this rotation, unfortunately, just because Khan was not as efficient this year, but still a good player, he's going to go down in minutes. Jovic may go up a little bit. Elijah's definitely going to be the full-on 6th man. 12 minutes to Isaiah Jackson is fine. Let's go 37 to Zion, 35 to Thomas. I got 3 more minutes to play with, so let's see what Elijah Arenas can do with those. Game number 1 against Toronto. Goes to the Miami Heat. We blow them out. Can't get it, but oh my god, 12 shots off the bench. He heard me saying he wasn't performing well. He has a great performance. Game number 2 is going to go to the Toronto Raptors. They end up beating us by 7, so they split them in Miami, unfortunately. Game number 3 goes to the Miami Heat. 135, 128. Zion with 38 and 10. Come on, Zion. Carry me to the promised land. We're up 3-1. Jasper Johnson, Elijah Arenas combined for 40. We drop game 5. Okay, we get blown out. Don't let them force a game 7, please. And we get it done in 6. Malik Thomas, 37 points. He is a stud for us. So we're taking on the Chicago Bulls in round number 2. Josh Giddey, Dylan Harper. Yeah, this is a great team. It really is. Oh my god, it is so good. But wow, the Knicks ended up losing over there. So can we beat Chicago? This is probably tougher than the conference finals team we would have to play. Elijah Arenas shops 31 off the bench in game 1, but we lost by 12. Game 2 goes to the Miami Heat, 141-131. Let's go. Elijah Arenas has been unreal for us. Come on, let's win game 3 after splitting the first 2. Boom, there we go. We win 125-119. Just taking a look here, scoring-wise in the playoffs, Malik Thomas has actually been outscoring Zion Williamson. It was Thomas over Zion in round 1. But right now it's actually Arenas over everybody else in round number 2. Game number 4, we end up winning by 16. We are 1 game away from the conference finals. Zion just dropped 29. Can we win in 5? There we go. We end up winning by 9 on the road. Jasper Johnson with 33 points. Only 2 assists, though. So we're going to be taking on the Cleveland Cavaliers. Tyrese Proctor, Donovan Mitchell, Keyshawn George, Evan Mobley, and Jared Allen. They have Isaiah Hartenstein, Aaron Nesmith, Paul Reed, and Jonathan Isaac off the bench. I feel like that Bulls team was better, and we blow them out by 31 points in game 1. Game 2 goes to Cleveland. Game 3 goes to Cleveland. Okay, that's what I get for getting cocky. Game 4 goes to Miami. Game 5 goes to Cleveland. Oh, they won by 1 point. That is unreal. So game 6, can we win on the road to force a game 7? We both scored 34 in the first quarter. Very close here. We're up by 1 in the third. Oh, this is really going to come down to like the final shot, isn't it? All right, we are tied 115 apiece. We're down by 1. I am nervous, and we don't have the ball either. That is great. I don't really want to let the CPU play right now. I really don't trust them whatsoever. Give me... Oh, no. I got caught in the animation. Isaac Okoro for 3. No way he's like that. That was way too close. That was way too close. I would like to score fairly quickly here. Can Malik get downhill? Oh, my God. Zion is guarded by Isaiah Hartenstein. You should be able to blow right by him. He's a good defender, and he's actually quick. But, yeah, he's going to blow right by him. Kick it out. Oh, no, I should have shot that. Oh, my God. Okay, Malik, get to the rim. Oh, that was such a bad possession by me. Like, I ended up scoring, but I had the Jovic wide open 3. All right, we are up by 1. 2 minutes to go. It's kind of crazy Tyrese Proctor is starting for them. Michael Porter Jr. guarding Evan Mobley. Don't love this matchup because we don't even have our true center out there. Why are you fouling? Why are you in 1? What are you doing? I had my hands up that animation. It just fouled him. Oh, that is kind of ridiculous. All right, well... Evan Mobley is going to make the free throw, and we're down by 2. All right, Zion and Drew pick and roll. He's going to get behind Jared Allen. Oh, my God, he got blocked. Are you kidding me? Jared Allen. Isn't he like 34 years old now? How is he still that quick? Can somebody help me? Oh, my God, is he going to miss that? Thank God. Drew with the 11th rebound. All right, Drew, please score that over Keyshawn George. Thank you. Tie game at 121 apiece. And this is just game 6, too. Like, we could just get blown out in game 7, and all this could be worth nothing here. Zion, please stay in front of Evan Mobley. We're here. We're here. We are so here. We are so here. No way Mobley scoring that. Great defense by Zion. Malik, run a little bit, dude. Come on, outrun. Yes, yes, yes. Malik Thomas, he's got 29. He's so good. Thank you so much, Jaime Jaquez. Thank you so much for not wanting to re-sign, and I traded you for Malik Thomas. I feel like they're just trying to go to Evan Mobley in the post. I don't know if Donovan Mitchell fouled out, but yeah, they are really going one-dimensional here. Just only to Evan Mobley, and Zion is making it not easy for him whatsoever. All right, just no threes, no threes. Get up on him, Malik. A perimeter defense. We're here. We are so here. We are so here. Oh my God, all that for nothing. All that for freaking nothing. Zion and Malik Thomas pick and roll. Can we kick this out? Oh, Michael Porter Jr., you're wide open. If you miss this, I give up. I give up. Oh my God. Are you kidding me? Get it. Yes. Okay, we got it back. We got it back. All right, just call the screen here. Call the screen here. All right. Oh my God, what an offensive rebound. Malik, get to the rim. Oh my God, I don't like this at all. Drew, inside. Oh my God, he got him in the air. Drew, go up with it. Oh, he sucked, dude. All right, well, how does Michael Porter Jr. miss that? What the hell? That's on me, though. I mean, I should have did something different with Malik Thomas instead of just driving to the rim, and the Drew shot sucked. All right, we're in overtime. Thank God we got that offensive rebound. Can we show out in overtime, please? It's looking pretty good right now. It's looking pretty good. We're up by 6. Yes. Yes. Thank God. Thank God we ended up beating them. So here we go. Game 7 of the Eastern Conference Finals. Winner takes on the Oklahoma City Thunder in the NBA Finals. We are the home team. I'd like to defend our home court. We outscored them in the first 2 quarters. They outscore us in the third. And here we go. In the fourth quarter, we're up by 4, up by 2, up by 3. Please don't blow this. Please don't blow this. Oh my God. Yes. Yes, we come back down 3-2. Michael Porter Jr. with 25 and 10. Franklin Drew, excuse me, with 27 and 7. The Rook getting it done. Malik Thomas and Shea are your conference finals MVPs. And this Thunder team, it's very good. It is. Their bench is unreal. So a rematch of the 2012 finals. Game 1 goes to the Miami Heat. Zion with 31 points. Game 2 goes to the Thunder. I am nervous. Game number 3 goes to the Miami Heat. Oh my God, we blew them out. Oh, let's go. Shea shot 6 of 17. Darren Peterson 6 of 19. Game number 4 goes to the Miami Heat. Let's go. We are up 3 games to 1. We ended up beating them by 31. Oh my God, we are blowing them out. Game 5, we get it done. Zion Williamson is your finals MVP. Oh my God, what happened to them? We blew them out. Game 1, beat them by 5. Game 2, they beat us by 4. Blow them out in Game 3. Blow them out in Game 4. Blow them out in Game 5. This was definitely one of my favorite rebuilds so far of NBA 2K25, man. We really built this young core up. We signed Zion Williamson. This was fun. I hope you guys had as much fun as I did watching this. If you did, I would appreciate it if you drop a thumbs up. Let me know in the comments which team we should rebuild next, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.